Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ajax save. I am Unknown Strategist and this is Football Manager 2017. So you'll notice that we're on the 5th of February 2017 and we have finished the transfer window. Yeah, it's not great if I'm being honest. Every player pretty much wanted to leave and was demanding to leave, and we even received a few transfer requests. So yeah. I did forget to mention something in the last episode though. We have actually found out who we've got in the Champions League, and it is Tottenham. Tottenham are not a team that I would normally fear that much. They are a good side, don't get me wrong, but there are a lot of more difficult teams in the competition. However, if you look at their Champions League performances, they beat Barcelona both home and away. And that just shows that they've got some real quality in the side, which sort of is a bit worrying really, considering that we've been struggling in the league. We've played one game since the last one. I was going to do the next game as the first Tottenham game, but the transfer window finished, a lot happened, and I thought I should show you guys what happened. So the game against AZ was at home. It ended 1-1. And we got an insane amount of yellow cards. 5 over the course of the match. They scored a really late goal. To be fair, the game was fairly even. Not really much to say about this match, to be fair. I feel like we should have won. We had the better highlights and stuff like that, but we didn't. And we haven't won for 5 competitive games now. If you discount those 3 friendlies, the last time we won was in the final Champions League group stage against Sevilla. Now, in terms of transfers, it's not great if I'm being honest. You'll notice we've lost 5 more players. So we'll start off with the smaller ones, the ones that have gone out on loan. Singraven didn't want to leave. He didn't turn around and ask me to leave or demand to leave. But I want to bring for a youth, a good young midfielder. And to do that, he had to move on. I didn't want to sell him yet, because I feel like he could be a much better player next season. But I wanted to make sure he got a fair bit of first team football in a decent league. So he's went to a French team in League One. Stayed Malherbe, God knows. But yeah, he's went out there alone. He's only played a game. Wasn't fantastic. He wasn't in the first team plan for now. Next season, he may come back a much better player. He may not, and he may leave permanently. But it's fair to say that he was the only player that didn't demand to leave. Vaclav Cerny is a player that demanded to leave, and he demanded to leave fairly early in the transfer window. But you might have noticed that he didn't leave until the very last day of permanent transfers in Holland, which was the 31st of January. And the reason for that was we kept rejecting offers. We weren't getting offers we wanted, and in the end we didn't get a transfer offer that I thought was good enough for a player of his quality. So we decided to loan him out to Sampdoria in the Serie A. I feel like that was the best move we could have made at the moment, and we were holding out for a much better deal for him. Hopefully he'll get first team football there, which he wasn't getting here, and he'll come back a much better player. Sorry about that. A much better player next season, and either push through for the first team squad, become a first team starter, or to leave permanently for a very good price. The next sort of small transfer, you notice a lot of transfers were last on the final day. Yeah, I had to get rid of as many unhappy players as possible, ones that are demanding to leave. To be fair, there's still a few in the squad that I either didn't want to get rid of or couldn't. Anyway, Eamon Younes was always going to leave this transfer window. He hasn't played. He's played 3 games all season, and he wasn't gonna really feature. Not when there's players like Dolberg and Ziyech, and also coming for the youth ranks is Justin Kluivert. I feel like 1.7 million was probably the best we were going to get for him. That's what most clubs were offering. He's went to Coruna in the Spanish First Division. Yeah. The transfer was actually accepted, I think, if it wasn't that long into the transfer window actually. It was a week, maybe a week and a half into the transfer window. But he didn't actually accept a contract offer until the very last day. So next up is a bit of a shock move. Casiera has left for Barcelona. Yeah. A player that was always going to be backup to Zivkovic. He's grown a lot of players, become a very good player. And when he's played quite well. But I felt like the issue was he wasn't going to get first team football for us, and his potential ability wasn't looking as good as what I had previously. Barcelona came in with a £4.5 million offer, and it was too much to turn down, when at the time he was probably only worth about 1.1 million. And yeah, we do have another young striker that's come through, and I prefer him over Casiera. So the final player to leave was Nemanja Gudelj. He left for Napoli, and I didn't want him to go, but he wanted to leave, and Napoli came in. I held out for £8 million and we got that. I should probably point out that there are some other clauses, not really money related as such. Like, it's not if you play 10 games here, then you get an extra million. It's not like that. Casiera has a 35% sell-on fee, so if Barcelona sell him, we get 35% of that money, which is a thing that I try and get as high every transfer I make, really. Also, Gudelj has 20% of the profit. I don't think we're going to get anything from that one. And the loan ones you can't do that on. And Eamon Younes just wasn't worth putting that on. So if we look at the squad, I'll point out some of the players that very nearly did leave. Kenny Tetty. He became under heavy fire from Tottenham, and I think they ended up offering about £15 million at one point. But I turned it down and managed to keep him. If we want to win a Champions League within the next few years, which I am hoping to do, but not very confident, especially after have been raided so heavily like this, he's going to be a very important player for us. I was surprised that Brazil and Klaassen didn't try and leave, but they were very loyal and they stayed. So did Veltman and Riederwald, which was good to see. Here was a big issue. Seahuis, or Codge, was a player that I brought in to replace Casiera. He looks like a very, very good player with 16 dribbling, 13 finishing, and 15 first touch. He looks like he could be a very good striker. However, he did hand in a transfer request. I rejected it. I wasn't going to let him go, especially after releasing Casiera. It would have made Zivkovic our only good striker at the club. So he's still here. He's unhappy, but yeah, I wasn't going to let him go. But it's worth pointing out that Onana is still out on international duty. We currently have Bazoa suspended, more yellow cards. Dolberg and Zifuik are both injured. And we have a new player from the youth team, Frankie de Jong. I have talked for most of the season about how he's going to come up and join the first team. And here he is. It nearly didn't happen, but we loaned out Think Raven with about, well, it was actually the day after the transfer window shut. And we brought him in, and hopefully he can improve as a player and become a very good player at the club. He already looks very solid, very good mentals for a 19-year-old. Not bad technicals and fairly good physicals, although his strength and his natural fitness are a bit low, which is concerning. Apart from that, not much has really happened. I say not much has really happened. A lot happened. That was a lot to take in. There was one point where I was thinking we're never going to win the Champions League this year. But what we do have to look forward to is the fact that we're going to have, I think it's the youth intake is in March, if I remember rightly. So that'll be good to see. I should also point out Ziyech is unhappy because I refused to let him go. He wanted to go with like half an hour left of the transfer window. So there's no, I mean, I couldn't bring him to replace it anyway, but you know, there was no sort of like giving me a chance to sort the squad or whatever and see if we could replace him. I said no. It wasn't going to happen. He's an important player for us, and until Dolberg improves to be either as good as him or better than him, he's going to have to stay. So you'll notice we are struggling for the number of players we've got. We're probably going to promote a few more youth players after this episode. And yeah, it's been a tough transfer window. So the lineup I've went with is Boa in goal. We don't really have an option there. Left back is Baka. Mitchell Dykes is back, but that injury has really damaged his career as such. His potential is now only 3-star. His current ability is only 2.5. I feel like we're better off playing Baka for now and seeing how well he improves, because he is improving at what looks like a very good rate. Centre back, I went with Veltman and Pascal. Pascal, I mean, look at those technicals, all of them going up, most of his physicals going up, and most of his mentals going up. It's great to see, and he could really become a very good centre back at this club. On the right back, we got Kenny Tetty. Defensive midfield, Bazoa's banned, so Sanchez starts. In central midfield is Van der Beek and Klaassen. Ziyech on the left wing, El Ghazi on the right wing, and Zivkovic up top. I could probably point out this is going to be a fairly long episode because of the transfer situation. Yeah, it won't all be as long. The next episode, I'm hoping it will be. I'm hoping it will be the first Tottenham game, like the first leg of the Tottenham game, and it will probably be out on Monday because this will be going out on Friday. Yeah, I'm recording this on Thursday night in case I'm busy on Friday because you never know what's happening. And then, yeah, I'm not gonna put out any videos over the weekend. I don't know if that's gonna become a regular thing, whether we just do this on weekdays or if we do it on both weekends and weekdays. But for this week at least, it's not gonna have any weekend episodes just because I'm very busy this weekend. So a fairly boring first half. Not really nothing much has happened. I should point out that after this episode has been recorded, I am going to be changing to. It's not going to be a different formation. We're going to keep this formation because we built the squad around this formation. Clausen's just scored, by the way. It's outside the box, fairly solid shot. Maybe the keeper should have done better. Did look fairly close to the keeper. We'll wait for the highlight to load, if it ever loads. Sometimes the highlights load really quickly, and sometimes they take a while to load. I don't know if it's just the amount of players that were in the highlight or what. But yeah, the keeper probably should have done better, but a good finish by Clausen. So yeah, as I was saying, after this episode, we're going to be changing formation. Not formation, we're going to be changing sort of tactic. There's a few things that we can, I was told in a comment, that we can do to sort out the possession issue. So, I felt like we should probably get that sorted before the Champions League game against Tottenham. But for this episode at least, and this game, I've sort of just continue on with it's attacking football, but it's kind of counter-attacking at the same time. We just sort of like keep charging forward if we lose the ball. We don't really try and get it back and stuff, which was pointed out to me. So, yeah, we will be changing that. And hopefully it will sort out our possession issue. I would have done it this game, but I was kind of pushed for time. I didn't really have much time to record today, so yeah, sort of like I was gonna do this game as a Tottenham game, but I didn't have a chance to get that far. It's probably worth pointing out that Carge has scored after coming on, and it's a great debut for him. El Ghazi, and it's a 3-0. So yeah, I have noticed that when we do play the really, really weak teams, I'm not saying Heronveen's really, really weak, but it is, they're struggling. They're around 10th at the moment, but, you know, Heronveen have had some very good players over the last few years, and have had some quite good seasons. So, you know, while I wouldn't count them as a relegation battling team, I wouldn't count them as a sort of title fighting team, and therefore I felt like we could just continue playing not counter attacking, but you know, keep giving them the ball and let them control the game. We won comfortably, which is good to see. But yeah, we are going to try a new tactic and stuff like that to see, you know, just if we can sort out the possession issue. So anyway, the next game will definitely be the Tottenham match, the first leg. The game after that will probably be the second leg, and we'll see if we're still in the Champions League after that. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.